Hi there.
We are friends.
And we're about to have a conversation.
Please don't take us too seriously.
All right then.
Life is crazy, and the least we can do is talk about it. Conversations with Friends, only on The Podcaster.
Previously on Conversations with Friends.
Should we go get shawarma today?
I think tomorrow would be better.
I have a half day tomorrow though.
Okay, what about Thursday?
Why are you picking literally the worst days of the week for
I'm not.
us to go?
What do you mean? I'm not picking the worst days of the week. I'm picking a day that works for both of us.
You know what? No, but it doesn't work for me though, does it?
Oh my god, where is this aggression coming from? I've been so nice to you. I brought you Vaseline,
Well, a mosquito bit my eyelid,
What am I supposed to do about that? Did I bite you on your eyelid?
That was for recreational purposes only.
Yeah, we're not actually fighting.
Yeah, we're not. But that's a good example of how you can't trust reality TV.
Reality TV.
Something that Neerja and I both love, but she loves more apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I got here because you are the one that really got me hooked in the first place, and now I'm here on this hill all alone.
I'm like those drug dealers. It's like, not my problem, you bought it.
And I'm gonna die on this hill. Reality TV has a very special place in both of our hearts.
Absolutely.
In fact, on the last episode, we were almost complaining about how we don't have enough time to indulge in reality TV.
Which, can I point out, you clearly have the time. I don't know where she finds the time because we're both swimming in dark circles, but she has the time. She's caught up. Okay, what are the last 3 shows you've watched?
Well, Love is Blind.
What is it on season 19?
Yeah, I think there were 2 seasons that came out this year, I think.
That's, people are alone.
They want to find love. I've been watching a lot of Selling Sunset. What? It's real estate combined with drama.
Yeah, but they don't show enough of the real estate.
They do. They really, really do. You're just not looking hard enough. The houses are there, Ahalya.
1 in 1 episode. Then, what else have you been watching?
Like
the offense on her face.
Yeah. I'm watching. These are the only 2 that I've been. I watched.
I
recently.
tried watching Selling Sunset season 7. We're on season 7.
Yeah.
I couldn't be asked with the drama. To be quite honest, I couldn't have been asked even in season 1. But I think my cousin and I were watching it together. So it's more the exchange of the ranting after that makes it so worth it.
Yeah. Well, that's what this is supposed to be about. Except you're not caught up, which I'm very, very upset.
I watched a little bit of Selling Sunset. But then Chriselle started talking and I was like, I don't want to listen to you anymore.
Hey.
She's just, you like her now?
No. I feel like I've always loved reality TV. Growing up, I don't know if you've ever watched Fear Factor.
Of course.
I think that qualifies.
Absolutely.
As a reality TV
That's
show.
the thing about reality. I think we now look at it as these rich people sharing their rich lives with us. But reality TV, I mean, American Idol, Indian Idol, Big Boss, all of these things fall under the bucket of reality
Legends
TV.
of the Hidden Temple?
Oh my god.
Is that reality?
I think so. Like Takeshi's Castle. Nah, that's recorded. I don't think that's reality. It's interesting now that it's become very much about, rich people and like there's Dubai Bling and then there's Bling Empire.
Looking at the life you can't have, that's what it's become about.
And constantly making you feel like, no, but I want that life.
I think aspirational content has taken
you
over.
hit that ass in aspirational very hard.
Aspirational. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the caliber of reality TV these days is necessarily top-notch because Fear Factor was a really fun show.
It was.
Yeah.
Even all of the Master Chefs and the cooking shows, those are also a heap of fun.
But the thing is, I think drama is what ties everything together. You would have never found any drama on Fear Factor. Have you ever seen it? Unless there were snakes involved.
Cockroaches, which is fair.
Those were just natural human reactions. But even MasterChef, for that matter, which is such a nice show in Australia, but they had a MasterChef US with Gordon Ramsay, and that was all about the drama.
That's because he brings the drama everywhere he goes.
But that's what they wanted. They wanted, somebody who could bring that to the table.
I loved Australia. And I could never imagine MasterChef Australia being anything but wholesome.
Yeah.
But then speaking of this era of reality TV, which is very Real Housewives of, Vanderpump Rules, Keeping Up, what was the first drama reality TV show that you watched?
I don't know if The Moment of Truth counts. Have you seen The Moment of Truth?
I don't know what that is.
So it's this show where the participant is sat on the hot seat and asked a series of questions, and they're strapped to a lie detector.
I know Moment of Truth. Of course I know Moment of Truth. I did watch this. What's the way I've suppressed this memory?
A lot of relationships have died on that show.
Yeah.
I think it was an experiment to see how far a human being would go for the money.
That's definitely a trigger in human beings you want to exploit for TV.
Yeah.
How far will you go for the money? Well, watch me. Some of the truths that came out of that show were crazy.
Yeah, they were.
Do you remember? I think there was things about impregnating someone else and being someone's adopted child, and
cheating was the bare minimum.
Bare minimum. And that's
show.
saying, so there goes your benchmark for reality TV. Mine was Keeping Up, classic.
Yeah.
But you know what was not classic?
What?
The age I started watching it.
What were you, 7?
No, 11.
That's not too bad.
I mean, if you look at Indian reality TV, you've got things like Roadies and
Big Boss. Which is Big Brother.
Yeah, I've never watched Big Boss, and I don't think I ever will.
I have.
And? Okay. Never mind. And there's Roadies, there's Splitsvilla. Did you ever watch Splitsvilla?
No.
I brought this up on our episode of Screen Queens.
You did. That was something that you were quite obsessed with.
Maybe the category of TV that really screwed me up was just reality TV. Maybe that's what my dad was worried about.
But what does it say about us? How willing are we to watch the lives of others on TV?
Do you really want to ask that question?
No, not really. I don't even want it answered. But you came across something interesting about the benefits of reality TV.
Yeah, which is
There's
so
a
weird.
sentence I never thought I'd say, but...
Exactly. But I was reading up, on reality TV. Today I bring the research and you bring the experience.
That's right.
And this lady was writing on Psychology Today, talking about how one of the big draws of reality TV is that you actually put yourself in the situations that you're watching on screen and you think, hey, how would I behave in these situations? And more often than not, I guess we convince ourselves that the answers are more respectable, more dignified. And I think that the benefit is then that you can actually make decisions. You exercise your decision-making muscle. Mm-hmm. I think it's a far-fetch.
I mean, I think it probably means that when you're watching it, you think you're better than them. But then if you're actually put in that situation, you'll probably end up being worse in it. So,
yeah.
I don't know if I've become a better decision maker through my years of watching reality TV.
I don't think that's it at all. And also, I will say this, I was having a conversation with one of our colleagues, Rakesh, who's also an avid reality TV watcher.
Junkie, I think that's the term that we go.
No, I think you're the only one that holds junkie label right now. But he and I were talking about it, and I was also thinking, why did I start watching it? I think it was just kiddo fascination about this new genre of reality TV, but as I got more and more invested in it, I was like, this is the perfect avenue for me to indulge in the worst parts of humanity without being a shitty human myself. So it's just such voyeurism, right? Because you watch, especially the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives franchise. I don't know how much of it you've watched, but I started off with Beverly Hills. And there was so much drama all the time. And also, a lot of these women who are supposed to be high society, respectable business women or respectable gold diggers, I don't know. And all of a sudden, they're just, behaving. They're saying really mean things about other women. They're starting fights about the tiniest shit.
I wonder if the makers of these shows are trying to tell us that the more money you have, the more shittier you are.
It's actually interesting. It's the idea that you have the license to do whatever you want if you're in this format, because it actually rewards that kind of behavior. So Real Housewives of New York, one of the most iconic housewives in that franchise, she left a while ago. Her name is Bethany Frankel. I don't know if you've ever... After this, I'm going to make you watch Bethany Frankel dragging everyone's ass compilations.
No, please don't.
There are 4 compilations on YouTube, imagine that. But I'm going to show you that because she has a podcast now that she runs, and because she was part of the franchise for so long, she knows the ins and outs of like production and things like that. It's really interesting to listen to the kind of stuff that happens behind the scenes. The working of a producer's mind in those situations, how they actually have to orchestrate drama quite often. I don't know if you've ever watched Vanderpump Rules.
No.
Well, this past year in 2023, again, a good mirror for us to hold to ourselves this year, which is 2 wars broke out, but we're very obsessed with Tom Sandoval cheating on his long-term girlfriend. It's not even a joke. It grabbed Ariana Madix, who got cheated on, was on The View.
Who are these people?
Yeah. So Vanderpump Rules, I will say this, Vanderpump Rules is the show that made me confront the toxicity of reality TV. It's the show that made me take a break from reality TV.
I mean, if you notice, the most controversial characters on reality TV are the ones that, I mean, I wouldn't say make it big, but are the ones that go on to do either podcasts or brand deals or whatever else, because they have some kind of a following. And I think the reason why people go on to reality shows is, one, maybe they think they can make better decisions than their predecessors. But also, there's always someone that wants to dredge up some kind of controversy because that's going to get them the spotlight. You can't go on reality TV and behave the way that we do in a dignified way, because that's just going to get you kicked off the show.
Yeah.
And
yeah, everyone's going to find you boring.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to find you boring. I think that's so true, especially in the case of, again, to quote Real Housewives, if you see Lisa Rinna, she's one of my least favorite housewives just because of the human being that she is. And yet, without her shit stirring, there would be no plot. Like, the one season that she wasn't there, no one knew what to do.
Yeah.
So someone had to take over the shit stirring responsibilities. So it's interesting, you know, when it comes to the producer's mindset also. So Bethany Frankel in one of her podcasts was talking to, just to get back to Vanderpump Rules, Ariana Madix and Tom Sandoval were dating for 9 years, okay? Tom Sandoval and Raquel, whose real name is actually Rachel, ended up having a fling. Raquel is one of Ariana's best friends. And he cheated on her with one of her best friends. And this is a show full of cheaters. Even Ariana and Tom's relationship started on the premise of cheating. But it grabbed national headlines. So Bethany Frankel was talking about it, and it's so weird. She was talking to Rachel, who was the cheatee, I guess.
The cheatee.
The cheatee. And she was saying, well, you know, they milked my storyline the entire time, but I don't think I got paid enough money for it. And it just blew my mind that, you know, you're basically, everyone's lives are getting ruined constantly, but that is your paycheck.
I mean, some of it I don't entirely buy. I do think everyone goes into it with some kind of knowledge that they're surrendering their lives to the show. I mean, I think some of the plots are orchestrated.
Yeah.
I don't think they're all organic. And maybe it's organic in the way, of course, it's real people and real feelings, but I don't know if they care beyond a point.
I also think it's important to draw the line between something being real and then reality TV exaggerating it. You and I could have had that fight about shawarma.
Could have been real.
Could have been real. But if it was on TV, we'd be throwing shawarmas at each other. You know?
Yeah.
So, how self-aware are you when you're watching reality TV?
It is mindless watching for me. I mean, I know that the drama is a big peg. And like you said, I quite enjoy watching the worst parts of humanity play out, just because it's interesting to see how far a person will go for, for money or for
15
attraction.
minutes of,
Yeah. This show, what is it called? Too Hot to Handle. A ridiculous premise, but somehow it works. And I think there's a Too Hot to Handle Brazil. There's a Too Hot to Handle Japan.
I thought the Japanese were better than that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe the Japanese is Love is Blind. I might be wrong. I don't know.
When you look back at your reality TV show watching, what is the one show that has been so bad that you just couldn't even... And you know, in reality TV, I think this is the origin of the phrase, it's so bad, but it's so good.
Yeah.
But even then, something that was so bad, it was just bad.
You know, I feel like this is a slightly unpopular opinion. But I never got so hooked on to Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
No, that's fine. I think it's a very popular opinion in today's day and age. It was the most unrelatable. The biggest misstep that they made was to try and convince everyone that they are normal and that they are relatable. I mean, they don't have a home that is less than $100 million. And they look at you and they're just like, we're just like any normal family. And it just doesn't work out beyond a point.
They were everybody's favorite family for a very long time.
And they are the ones that made, I think, and that's the important thing, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the name is so applicable because they became the family that you need to keep up with in order to keep up with pop culture at some level, because then there was the inroads of the basketballers, and then there was the Kanye West, and then there was all of this stuff with all of these other parts of pop culture. So it's interesting to see how they've basically taken up so much space in pop culture that you really do have to keep up with them to some extent if you are to keep up with mainstream pop culture today.
I think if not for cancel culture, the show would have just organically died down. But now I feel like they're constantly trying to address some misstep of theirs with a new season. So it's just, stop giving them so much attention.
Okay, I have an interesting thing that I want to do with you now. I'm going to set the premise of some reality shows. And you need to tell me whether these actually exist. Do you think they exist?
Ooh.
Or do you think they don't?
That's fun.
Ready?
Yes.
Dating naked.
Yes, that exists.
I didn't even tell you the premise.
Oh.
Did you watch this?
No, but I've seen it on a list of TV shows that maybe I would want to watch.
What?
I don't know, it sounds
Okay,
fun.
well, it usually tops the list of shows that never made it but also it went on air for 2 years, so I'm thinking, what the hell?
Yeah.
So, very strange premise. Dating Naked is basically a blind dating show, but you do all of it naked. You're always interacting with the other person naked.
And this is on TV, like...
Yeah, with
How
like
does this
sensors
work?
and stuff. So they go on dates nude with 3 different people and then decide if they've made a connection with anybody. What about the Furries?
The Furries?
The Furries is a show where the premise is basically, the kink community of furries. So the furry fandom is basically a subculture that's interested in anthropomorphic animal characters. So people basically dating each other based on whether they liked their furry
I mean,
avatar.
I hope this show doesn't exist because it sounds ridiculous. Also, you tried to throw me off in the beginning by being a little unsure about it. So I can't tell if you're trying to trip me up or... I'm going to say it's not a show.
It's a show.
Oh
I've watched
God.
it.
You've watched it?
I watched it because a friend of mine recommended it and I was like, there's no way this is real. So my boyfriend and I just sat and watched it and we were just like, cool, 1 episode in, we're like, no more. This is not it.
Yeah, no more.
That was awful. Okay, what about I Wanna Marry Harry? Shut up. Did you watch this?
No, but I saw it on the list.
This list is not shows to watch, it's shows to avoid.
I know, it's shows to avoid, but I think it's the premise of the show was deceiving women into believing that they had the chance to marry Prince Harry. I mean, they duped them, basically.
Yeah, because Harry, the guy who was playing Harry, was not actually Prince Harry. It was a guy who was given a makeover to look like Prince Harry. And, dude, how did Prince Harry sign off on this?
I don't think he did.
Oh. What? Do you think a show called Born in the Wild existed?
I know there's something called Naked in the Wild. No, that's Naked and Afraid. Born in the Wild. What's the plot?
The plot is basically you document a couple giving natural birth in the great outdoors.
Ooh.
Yeah. Without any medical staff on hand.
I'm gonna say that's a show.
Yeah, it was.
It's a show.
Entertainment Weekly, and I quote, says, arguably the most irresponsible reality show ever made, Born in the Wild documents couples who want to have a more natural birthing experience by delivering a baby in the great outdoors, unassisted by modern medicine. The show was slammed by medical experts as a pre-modern birth process is associated with vastly higher infant mortality rates. The actual show plays a bit like a Miracle of Birth version of the Blair Witch Project.
Oh my gosh. That's extreme.
And when a show's suspense is generated by viewers wondering if a mother and her newborn are going to die, you've got to wonder how this ever got a green light.
That's a great review.
It is
That's
a great review.
Well thought out review.
But you know what? It's counterintuitive because now it makes me want to watch an episode of the show.
I know, which is why it's a great review.
The perils of reality TV are many. I think if you're self-aware enough, you catch yourself, when you're like, oh, I think I'm slipping.
Yeah.
Neerja's away from there right now.
I think I'm so past it to the point of delusion. Now I'm just like, I'm okay. Anyway, this has been a very extensive conversation about reality TV. Does this conversation make you want to take a break from it for a while?
Yeah, let's go get a shawarma.
Yeah.
This has been a Conversations with Friends on the Podcaster. Powered by Timber Media.